what's up, guys? Tip and Tara here from Fit to Travel. We are doing a video in our new studio here. So we just want to first off thank everybody for joining us recently. We've been picking up quite a bit new followers. We are less than 200 away from 2,000 subs, which is crazy for us to think. It's been a long time coming, and we're very excited. We want to thank everybody that is here. If you're new to the channel, if you've been here for a while, but we are starting kind of this new thing where we are just gonna try to bring you a little bit more better and thought out content. And then so today this video is about our cruise to Alaska, to Icy Strait Point. And then I will let Tara take over.
I didn't know what to expect with Icy Strait Point at first. We booked our cruise so last minute that I didn't get to do as much research as I normally like to do.
Oh no.
So we booked a whale watching tour, which we'll get to later. But Icy Strait Point, I really enjoyed. It was a very cute little town. So it's the only private cruise ship port in Alaska. And so everything is kind of catered to...
Sorry, Siri wanted to join.
So it's the only private cruise ship port in Alaska. So it's catered to cruisers, but there's also like so much to do. So there's a lot of excursions. The town is really cute. It's Alaskan Native owned and operated, and so all the proceeds directly support the community, which we thought was awesome. All of the workers there and everything were super friendly and nice, and obviously they get pretty slammed in the summer. I mean, that's their busy season, but everything goes back to them, which is great. This was on our itinerary on the Quantum of the Seas. This was like our first port after being at sea for basically like 2 days.
So we were very, very excited to get off.
We were very antsy to get off, and I think everyone was feeling that way. And it was kind of like a free-for-all when you got off. We booked an excursion, a whale watching excursion, and no one knew where to go or what to do. There's like, once you follow the, what would you call, like the bridge thing?
Just
the walkway
path
from the cruise ship. You're gonna go into like an excursion hub area. But if you're meeting people, you just kind of keep going. You'll see signs. You'll just keep going, and there's gonna be a spot that you like is like the meeting area. And
so
we'll pop up a video
show
in here.
Show you here on the video. But like as you cross and you walk through right here, you can see you walk through the center. If you take a right, that will take you kind of to the town where there's like the tram to go up to the
gondola ride.
Mm-hmm. And then there's like there's a restaurant out there and everything. So if you go right, that's what's going to take you there. But if you have an excursion, you want to go left to the excursion meetup point or whatever it is.
It's like an excursion hub is what they call it, I think. Mm-hmm. You'll see more in the videos. It'll make more sense.
All right, so we are in the Adventure Center. Now we're going to exit door number 2 to the excursion hub.
I don't know, it doesn't say. But it was a little bit crazy at first just because I think it was like our first big day off the ship and everyone was excited. We had exceptionally warm weather, and we planned to do whale watching, so I had lots of layers. It was very hot. It was like mid-70s, and I had like 5 layers on, so you might not need as many layers.
Tara's wearing a beanie, like you can see in this video. Oh, yeah. She's wearing a beanie.
I'm layered. It's hot.
It is warm. Tara, I don't know, do you have enough layers on?
I have way too much stuff.
I'm so glad I switched.
I have sunscreen too.
I'm just really mad I left my glasses in the car.
Oh, did you? You didn't bring glasses?
My shades, yeah.
Excursion hub. Got it.
Nice fresh air.
Whew.
Tara, how you feel?
I'm hot.
Are you? You can take off your beanie. I don't know. That might help.
I got my long socks.
She's hot. She's got leggings on, and it's just like super hot. And it's probably another quarter mile to a half mile walk till you get to the actual place. But yeah, when you go to that excursion hub, like, I mean, at least on our experience, we didn't even know our people that we booked through the cruise, they weren't even there with signs or anything. So it was kind of hectic and crazy, as you can see. So we were wondering what was going on.
It was a little hectic. Icy Strait Whale Adventures. Over here, I think, maybe. Oh, not that one.
All right, we are here waiting for our boats. Once you walk down like a quarter mile path, something along those lines. There's a bunch of people there. Just don't panic.
There's signs too.
There's
so
signs, yeah. And just ask people, don't panic. We see a lot of people panicking. Don't worry, they won't leave without you. Just try to find your people, and you gotta wait. I imagine we're probably waiting like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, there's a place that's called the Excursion Hub. That's where your ride is going to be, like your Jeep or your van or whatever, and they're going to take you on from there.
I think everyone just has cabin fever right now. And we
It's the first time off the boat in like 48 hours, so.
So let's, they guarantee we see some whales today, so let's do it.
But we're in Alaska.
Yeah, we're here, made it. So if you made it this far into our video, we just want to take a second to ask you guys to like, comment, subscribe. It really helps us with our video, and I guess that's part of the YouTube algorithm and everything. Like, if you guys really enjoy this, and it seems like you have been enjoying our content as of late, if you can just hit those buttons and do all of that, it helps us to just keep producing what we're doing, and then it makes us feel good a little bit too. So, but yeah, no, if you do it, it really just helps us out. So.
And if there's anything that you want to know, if there's any questions you have, if there's anything specific that you'd like us to make a video on, drop a comment, let us know. We'd love to get your feedback and do some videos that are helpful for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we have lots of ideas. We're trying to create a bunch of new content, and we just love travel. We love traveling, and then we love to just help people out.
Share our love of
share.
travel.
And then we have stuff coming up of like helping you guys plan, cheaply or whatever, cheaply, helping like just kind of the process of what we do, because we try to travel as often as possible, but also as cheap as possible too. So we got content coming to try to help you guys along with that too.
Cheap to a certain extent, but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Touche. All right. Well, we try to be cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, for us, we stayed calm, and a lot of people were kind of freaking out or whatnot, but you just got to stay calm. They're not going to leave without you. Like, that's what we've learned on a lot of cruises, is like they give you time to get there, so don't worry about like missing it right away.
Especially like Alaska's a very cruise ship heavy area, and that's how a lot of these little cities and towns make a lot of their money, right, on like the cruise ship tourism. And so they know, like, the excursions are a big part of making people happy. So they know, take care of the people and that kind of stuff. So if you're booking through Royal Caribbean, or you're booking outside of the cruise ship, which we booked our whale watching tour outside. We booked with Icy Strait Whale Adventures, and they were great. We absolutely loved them. But, you hear a lot of things on, like, is it okay to book outside of the cruise line or not? Like, there's a bunch of horror stories, and I would say with Alaska, like, you're probably pretty safe, because they know that's kind of like how they're getting their money, right? And they want the reputation that they're going to be on time and getting you back to the ship and all that stuff. They don't want bad reviews. So, keep that in mind. I think we were also running late into the thing. I remember we were running late to get into the port, and I was a little bit worried because I tend to do that on like, are they going to wait for us and whatever, and it was totally fine. Everyone's coming off the cruise ship. Like, a lot of people are waiting for excursions. They're not going to leave without you.
Yeah.
And we got to the ship, the
boats,
the whale watching boat, and still waited like an extra 30 minutes for extra people. So
yeah, we got there early. We were the first ones there, and then we were sitting on the actual ship or boat, and you'll see. And then still, it was probably another 20, 25 minutes because we're still waiting for people to get off and get on.
Yeah.
So if you're worried about, them leaving without you, it's not going to happen because we waited until every single person was on that to get out.
Yeah.
So.
And so where Icy Strait is located it's a strait between, it's called like the Chichagoff Island and the mainland of Alaska. So it's a very popular area for whale watching, especially in the summer. So like the whales all come up and migrate, and they're hanging out up in that little, like they call it like Point Adolphus, I believe is what they said on the whale watching tour. So most of these whale watching tours in Icy Strait Point will actually guarantee that you'll see whales. That's how popular the whales are up in that time in that area. So
I was skeptical at first.
Yeah, the one said if we didn't see whales, they would give you like, I don't know, $100 back or something. It wasn't the full thing, but it was like a good portion of it. And I mean, they knew exactly where to go. They took us out there. We actually saw a bear first from the shore. They pulled over and let us take pictures of the bear, which was really cool because that was not expected. And then they kind of just followed the whales all around, and we probably saw, I don't know, 20 whales, 15, 20 whales. Like, we saw a lot of whales.
Yeah, so let's go rewind back a little bit. So, like, we get on the ship or the boat or whatever, and then it's probably a good 15, 20 minutes. We're just kind of cruising out. And then, at this point, I was skeptical. We were wondering what was going on because we were just going out there. There was other boats going out there, too. And, so it was just kind of super skeptical. And all of the captains, they kind of know each other and their spot where places are or whatnot. And then we hear, like, over the radio or something, one of them was like, oh, there's a bear to the left. And then, they pulled over and then they saw the bear. And we were probably, I don't know, 100 to 150 yards offshore. And then I was able to snap these pictures, some pretty good pictures of the bear. And then we stopped there for a little bit, and then we just kept going to like this certain point. And they kind of just radio each other if someone sees it or sees like the certain area. And then we go out there, and it's just one of the coolest things to actually see. Like, for me personally, I was like, well, watching, okay, whatever, like, not that big of a deal. But when we actually got to the place and saw them coming up, because it was humpbacks at this time. We're in June, and that's when the humpbacks are there mostly. And it was just really cool to see them breach and go under. And then I'm putting up this shot right now, but I was able to see a mama and a cub go up, breach, and catch the tail, which was like one of the coolest shots ever. And I was just, I just randomly was just shooting, and I just had my Sony cam, and I was just click, 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 and it was just like the perfect shot. So it was one of the coolest things like to see. And then when I got that shot, I was just like, that's it. It's done. Like, I didn't need any more shots after that. It was just one of the coolest things to do.
And you can get pretty close. I mean, obviously the boat isn't always moving. Like, it kind of goes out and chills for a little bit, and the whales do their thing. But some of the whales will come up pretty close to you, and we actually saw some of the other boats were getting like splashed a little bit because the whales were so close.
They're about 45, 50 degrees. They're pretty darn cold. Behind us.
Oh, there's still that one right there.
So the warm waters of Hawaii or Baja We'll provide a lot of protection for them. There's also fewer orcas down there, so safer for them. Yeah, that was a whale.
Where?
Back there, back there.
All right, so we are on our whale watching tour with Icy Strait Whale Adventures, and we've just been watching whales for like the last, I don't know, hour, 30 minutes. It's been really cool. Saw some sea lions, saw a brown bear. There's one right behind us.
Let's see if it'll
There's
pop its head back
probably
up
been
here.
like close to 8 to 10.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I don't know if any of them are the same, but there it is.
Just about. What'd you say? Worth the money?
Yeah, it's definitely a very good tour. So it's been nice. It's a gorgeous day today.
Amazing. Watch this. Oop, there's another one.
Like there's a chance that you could see the whale just like right there, which is pretty awesome. And they were saying that they hadn't seen any orcas yet, but like any day was like when the orcas would start coming up. And this was early to mid-June is when we were on our cruise. So, you know, it all just kind of depends, but
yeah, you just gotta keep your head on a swivel, because there was just one time where the whale came up to the boat, and it was probably only about 10 feet off of one side of the boat. I don't know, bow, stern, whatever. But it was off one side. I tried to snap a picture, but I don't know what I was doing, but I tried to snap it. But it was so cool because it was so gigantic, and it was literally like 10 feet from the boat. And I'm like, man, if this thing came up, and it could have knocked the boat over or something.
And they said that's happened, not like completely over, but like they've kind of gone under and like bumped the boat a little bit. But I mean, they're just out there doing their thing, and they're feeding, and sometimes they're just playing out there and putting on a show. But at one point, like, you'd be like, oh, there's some there, there's like all around you, like you don't know which one to look because they're just going they're just doing their thing out there, which is pretty cool. And then also on the boat tour, like they'll show you like some other wildlife, like seals and sea lions and, you know, whatever else is out there. Like they'll do their best to point it out to you and let you know like what you're looking at.
Yeah, like in the beginning of this video, I show the clip of this seal. Tara got a video of it as we're going back. It was chasing us. It looked like it was trying to get onto the boat. It was pretty crazy. It almost kept up, but I feel like if we were stopped, it probably would have hopped up.
Yeah, because there was like a little buoy thing out in the middle, and there was like, I don't know, 6 or something
6 or 7
seals on top sunbathing, and these other couple wanted to get up there, and they weren't moving, and so this one just kind of started following us like it was going to hop up onto our boat.
Yeah.
But it was really cute. But there's plenty of wildlife there to see. And in terms of the bears, so the island closest to Icy Strait Point, the Chichagoff Island, is actually the highest population of bears in the U.S. So, like, there's more bears than people on that island. So it's actually a really good area to do bear searching if that's something that you want to do. That's one of the excursions there. It's going on like bear adventures. So if you don't want to watch it from a boat and be like safe, you can go to Chichagoff Island and find some bears.
Yeah. Don't sign me up for that next time. No thanks.
Yeah, I don't want to do that either. But in terms of like excursions, so there's whale watching, there's bear finding, bear searching, there's kayaking, there's fishing, there's like ATV adventures. You can do the gondola rides. So just as of like a couple years ago, they put in 2 new gondolas. One is from the place where you get off the cruise ship, so like the main adventure hub, across like the trees, basically. So it's kind of like a pretty flat, it goes up a little bit, but it's a pretty flat gondola ride. And this one is free, but it takes you to the other gondola ride, which is a paid, it's like $50 a person. And it's going to take you up to the top of the mountain. So this one is obviously going to have great views. And that's also where, if you're going to do the zip liner, which is the world's longest and highest zip line in the world. That's on Icy Strait Point. So if you are going to do the zip liner, you have to take that tall gondola up to the mountain to do that. That's where it starts. So the gondolas are pretty new. We just did the pretty low-key free one. We didn't want to go up higher, but we've heard great things about that and the zip.
Whoa.
It's pretty fast.
Little breeze. Oh, there's
It's like
the
an obstacle course, adventure ropes course down there.
Oh, so it takes you
Oh,
to
there's the other one.
Yeah.
It's way up. Ooh, there's a house way up there.
Where? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
that, and the zip line is, I guess, pretty intense. It's like gets up to like 65 miles an hour, and
Yeah,
you're like
that's-
basically going into the water.
Yeah. And then I don't know if we actually have clips of it. I don't think we did, but like when you go there, you see it's pretty cool from what you can see. But yeah, you know, we just decided we didn't want to do any of that. We're pretty pooped from the actual whale excursion, and we just wanted to eat. So then we went to
Well, we ate at two places,
Touche,
which
yes.
is usually what we do. That's
Yeah,
also what we
eat
did in
quite a
Skagway.
Yeah, so we went and we ate at the crab place.
Crab
What was the name
House.
of- the Crab House. That was pretty good.
So that's all seafood. Crab obviously is a big thing. So Tip and my mom got some crab, and it's right there on the pier where you're gonna if you're taking any boat adventures, it's right there. So it has a cool little scenery. Actually, all of Icy Strait Point is like right on the water, so it's really pretty.
Yeah.
But yeah, Crab House was.
The Crab House, yeah, we had that. Me and her mom had that, and it was good. It was delicious, but it was quite a bit of work and you know, if you eat crab, it's quite a bit of work, but it was. I wish they would have had the big giant king crab legs there, which they had in Juneau, which they didn't have there. I don't think they had like snow crab or something along those lines, but it was a smaller one, so it was delicious, but it was just kind of a lot smaller than what I was expecting. Besides what we got in Juneau, so but it's still worth it, I think.
Yeah.
All right, see you later.
And then we went over and they said, oh, we closed that 15 minutes ago. I'm like, oh, good. I'm not.
How is it?
Delicious. Need more.
You too. See you around.
All right.
And so then there's basically three main restaurants on Icy Strait Point. There's the Crab House, and then there's the Cook House, which was closed the day we were there, and I'm not sure if it's open or open on different days, or if it's just completely closed now. And then there's the Duck Point Smokehouse, which is right when you get off the cruise ship. That's the one that you'll see as we're walking in. And there's a nice little beach right there that you can hang out at, and a fire pit. It's got a really cool little setting, but they have they have seafood, but they also have more options like burgers and more beers and drinks and that kind of stuff too. So that's another good option. And then Hoonah, which is I don't know, 1.5 miles away from Icy Strait Point, also has another restaurant. So you can make your way over to Hoonah if you want to do a little bit more than what's on Icy Strait Point. But the town itself of Icy Strait Point is built around like an old cannery. So they had like a salmon cannery there, and they basically have made that into like a little museum and a bunch of like shops and restaurants. So where the crab house is that's part of what I'm assuming is part of the old cannery. And then you can kind of go through and see all of the like old machinery that they use to do all of the canning and that kind of stuff. And there's
That's where we got
yeah,
these from.
that's where we got our little stuffed animal. And like they have like lots of little local things to buy, which is great, little stores and trinkets and souvenirs and stuff. So walking through there is pretty cool, and just kind of cool to see like what's on display with like the local arts and crafts and stuff. Yeah, but we saw a bald eagle while we were there. That was awesome. We were walking back to the cruise ship and looked up and saw one hanging out, and it was just hung out there for, I don't know, 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, you see these pictures I just put up of it just sitting there hanging out, and I don't know, it's just cool to see. There's a lot of bald eagles that you'll see when you're in Alaska, but we don't see them as often, you know, where we're at right now. And it was just really cool to see it perched up there, and then I wasn't able to snap a picture of it when it spread its wings, but when it did, it was pretty massive from like where we were looking still, because it was probably 100 feet in the air still.
Well, and then also when we got back to the cruise ship, we were able to see it out the window, and we saw that there was like two of them that we could see the white heads. So there must be like a little nest or something up there where they're hanging out. But so you'll see those. You'll see lots of wildlife. I mean, that's kind of the way it goes in Alaska. Like you'll see lots of wildlife, lots of mountains around. Icy Strait Point had great scenery where you could just look out on the mountains. Another great spot.
Yeah, that was one of the coolest things I think about the excursion was like we went pretty far.
Yeah.
What was it? Probably like 3-4 hours, something along those lines. And we went pretty far out there, and it was just like the scenery there. I mean, like we've said in our other videos, we were so lucky with the weather that we had.
Yeah.
So like that really added to the experience, I think. Like I think if it was cold and rainy, I might not have had as much fun.
It definitely would have been harder to, you know, like on the whale watching boat, they do have like inside covered seats, but then you can go outside upstairs and like you're open. And so you just wouldn't have been able to be like as close and kind of taking pictures from the inside or just getting wet, which obviously is not as fun. I mean, it still would have been cool to see, but like the weather we had was just pretty ridiculous.
Yeah,
Every day up there was insane.
Yeah.
And so we were lucky on that. But Alaska, I know, is hit or miss, and even in the summer it can be pretty rainy. So you got to take your rain jackets or ponchos and be prepared if you want to kind of see the wildlife and scenery and all of that. But I really enjoyed Icy Strait Point. I thought it was going to be like this little kind of dud of a excursion, and I think people don't really know what to expect of it. Like you don't hear a lot about it, and it's obviously a like popular cruise port, but it wasn't anything like some of the other cruise specific islands that we've visited in the Caribbean.
Yeah. No, yeah, I really enjoyed it too, and it helped that the weather was amazing and we saw so many whales. Like that really helped, and we can't promise you that you're gonna see whales the way we did, but they do. So I mean, I would trust them and just.
They do, and I think for the price, so I want to say that it was like $175. I can look and we can let you know in the video, but I want to say it was like $175 a person for the whale watching. So it's like, even if you pay $75 for a boat tour and you get to see more of the island and you don't see any whales, like I think that's still worth it for what you see up there. but it's obviously better when you see like 15 whales and they're all
Yeah, when you have the
bumping around
experience
and-
we had, you feel
Yeah.
a whole lot better. But
yeah.
but if you take this specific, itinerary that we had, like it was the first stop, and it exceeded my expectations.
Yeah. No, I really liked it.
Yeah.
It's not one that you necessarily need to go back to, I don't think. Like, there's not
Yeah.
enough. I don't know if there's enough to do there. Like, you would want to, like, definitely go back. But it has enough charm and, like, things to do that you could just hang out at the restaurant and, like, sit by the beach. Like, there's kids down at the beach that day because it was so warm.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah, we'll show these videos right now that we got of people just kind of hanging out down there, and yeah, it's a really cool, it's a cool little spot. Like, but like you said, it's not something that, a destination that you would go to if you weren't on a cruise, which I don't think you can even get there, like you said.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder, I think, but the port itself also won like best cruise port in the world, like I want to say 2020, like a couple of years ago. And obviously they've been hit pretty hard with COVID, so that makes a bigger deal. But they've kind of catered to some like good things, like the gondola is a good addition, and that kind of the zip line and that stuff to like really enhance the experience.
Yeah.
All right, and that concludes the Icy Strait Point video. We also have a blog post on our website if you wanted to read more about it. I'll link it below. Go to fittotravel.com, but I'll put the link down below. And like, comment, and subscribe so that you can watch the next video.
Yeah, and like we said, if you guys enjoy our content, please like, comment, subscribe. We also have fittotravel.com that we've been posting up here all the time. This is where we have a bunch of our travels on there from 2015, somewhere around there. So we've traveled quite a bit of places, and you can get the digital version of a lot of stuff that we talk about on there.
If you'd rather read than
If you'd
listen.
rather read, yeah, then listen. I prefer to do the YouTube and listen, but some people prefer this.
I prefer to read.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, complete opposites. So, but thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next video.
one.
Whatever it is we do.
See ya.
Travel.
Fit.
Travel, people.